The velvet rope stayed closed, and 40 nightclub patrons watched as River Phoenix and Johnny Depp were told they weren't on the list at LA's most exclusive venue. West Hollywood, February 1992. Club Obsidian rises from the Sunset Strip like a black glass monument to nightlife excess, its unmarked facade concealing what insiders consider the most exclusive entertainment destination on the West Coast. This isn't merely a nightclub, it's a carefully curated social experiment where celebrity status, industry connections, and personal wealth determine who gains access to experiences unavailable anywhere else. The entrance speaks in whispered power. A crimson-red carpet extends from the sidewalk toward imposing black doors guarded by velvet ropes and brass stanchions that create psychological barriers as much as physical ones. The message is clear. This space exists for people whose names appear on very specific lists, whose presence enhances rather than compromises the club's carefully maintained reputation. Tonight's queue stretches down Sunset Boulevard, a diverse collection of entertainment industry professionals, wealthy socialites, and ambitious social climbers, hoping their connections or persistence might earn them entry to a venue that regularly turns away Academy Award winners if they don't meet current membership criteria. River Phoenix, 21 years old, approaches the entrance wearing a black leather jacket over dark jeans that suggest effortless style without trying too hard to impress doormen who've seen every variation of celebrity casual wear. His blonde hair catches the neon lighting from nearby establishments, and his manner reflects genuine excitement about experiencing legendary nightlife rather than expecting special treatment based on recognition. Beside him, Johnny Depp walks with characteristic intensity, his own leather jacket and vintage t-shirt reflecting personal aesthetic that values authenticity over obvious luxury. At 28, Johnny carries himself with quiet confidence earned through artistic achievement, approaching the club as an interesting cultural experience rather than validation of his social status. "I've heard the music here is incredible," River says, studying the understated entrance that gives no hint of the sophisticated sound system and DJ talent that draws music enthusiasts from around the world. Real artists, not just commercial dance tracks. "That's what makes it worth the wait," Johnny agrees, observing the diverse crowd of people hoping to experience something genuinely special rather than just expensive and exclusive. They join the queue behind other hopeful patrons, record executives whose decisions shape popular music, film directors between projects, writers and photographers whose work appears in major publications. This isn't typical celebrity nightclub clientele seeking paparazzi attention. These are creative professionals who value authentic entertainment experiences. The line moves slowly as doormen conduct careful evaluation of each potential guest. Conversations reveal the complex social calculations involved in gaining entry, industry connections, personal recommendations, current project status, even fashion choices contribute to determining who deserves access to experiences unavailable elsewhere. "It's like auditioning for the right to spend money," observes a screenwriter standing behind them, watching as another group gets politely but firmly turned away despite obvious wealth and entertainment industry credentials. As they approach the entrance, the selection process becomes more visible. Head doorman Marcus Washington, a 6'4" former professional athlete whose imposing presence commands immediate respect, reviews his clipboard with scientific precision while evaluating each person's worthiness for admission. Washington represents old-school nightclub professionalism, someone whose decisions carry weight because they're based on years of understanding what combinations of personalities create legendary evenings versus disasters that damage a venue's reputation. His authority comes from proven judgment about human dynamics under social pressure. Next, Washington calls, his voice carrying the trained authority of someone whose approval grants access to experiences that can't be purchased through normal channels. River and Johnny step forward, expecting routine processing that acknowledges their entertainment industry success while respecting the club's standards for maintaining exclusive atmosphere. They're prepared to wait if necessary, to follow whatever protocols ensure all guests enjoy sophisticated nightlife experiences. Washington studies his clipboard, running his finger down lists of names organized by industry category, personal connections, and current membership status. His expression shows concentration rather than recognition, suggesting their names might not appear in expected categories. Names? Washington asks, his tone professional but carrying undertones that suggest potential complications. River Phoenix and Johnny Depp, River responds clearly, assuming their recent film success has earned them consideration for admission to venues that cater to entertainment industry professionals. Washington reviews his lists more carefully, checking multiple pages and consulting with another doorman who carries additional documentation about evening access protocols. The process takes longer than typical celebrity recognition, suggesting their status might not align with club membership criteria. 6 seconds pass as Washington conducts thorough review of admission requirements, other patrons in line watching with growing interest as they realize potential drama developing between rising actors and exclusive venue gatekeepers. "I'm sorry," Washington says, his voice carrying practiced diplomatic authority. "You're not on the list tonight." The words land like unexpected physical impact. Around them, other queue members crane their necks to witness celebrity rejection, some looking sympathetic while others appear fascinated by the social hierarchy demonstration. River and Johnny exchange glances of genuine confusion rather than anger or entitlement. They hadn't expected automatic admission, but the definitive rejection suggests their professional achievements don't translate into social access they'd assumed their success would provide. "Is there a waiting list or alternate admission process?" Johnny asks, respectfully, genuinely curious about how exclusive venues manage access rather than demanding special treatment. Washington's expression shows appreciation for their diplomatic response to rejection that often provokes celebrity tantrums or threats about industry connections. Club Obsidian operates on invitation-only membership, Washington explains patiently. Current lists are finalized weeks in advance based on specific criteria that balance industry representation, social dynamics, and venue atmosphere maintenance. River processes this information thoughtfully rather than defensively. What determines membership qualification? We're genuinely interested in understanding the standards. The question surprises Washington, who more typically faces demands about "don't you know who I am?" rather than intellectual curiosity about exclusive venue operations. Membership reflects long-term industry relationships, personal recommendations from current members, and demonstrated appreciation for sophisticated nightlife culture, Washington explains, his tone becoming more educational than dismissive. "We evaluate whether potential members enhance or complicate the social atmosphere that makes Club Obsidian unique. Recent professional success is certainly considered, but it's balanced against other factors." Johnny nods understanding. "So, entertainment industry achievement alone doesn't guarantee social access to venues that serve entertainment industry professionals." "Exactly," Washington confirms. "We maintain exclusivity by evaluating the whole person, not just current career status." The conversation attracts attention from other queue members who rarely witness respectful dialogue between rejected celebrities and club authority figures. Most people either accept rejection silently or argue aggressively, but River and Johnny are engaging with genuine intellectual curiosity. "That's actually a sophisticated approach to social curation," River acknowledges, "creating environments where success is necessary but not sufficient for inclusion." Washington studies both actors with growing interest, recognizing intelligence and maturity he hadn't expected from young entertainers facing social rejection. Most people don't appreciate the complexity of maintaining exclusive atmosphere, Washington admits. "You're taking this better than Academy Award winners who assume their success automatically grants access everywhere." A woman near the front of the line, recognizing River and Johnny, approaches diplomatically. I'm Sarah Mitchell from Variety. I'm a member here, and I'd be happy to sponsor your guest admission if you're interested in experiencing the club. Washington considers this option, consulting his guest admission protocols. Member sponsorship is acceptable under current policies. Sarah's membership status allows her to bring approved guests. River and Johnny look at each other, then at Sarah. We appreciate the generous offer, River says, but we don't want to impose on your evening or create any complications for your membership. It's no imposition, Sarah assures them. I think you'd appreciate the music and atmosphere. Plus, your respectful handling of the admission process demonstrates exactly the kind of social maturity the club values. Washington nods approvingly. Member sponsorship resolves the list issue. You're welcome to enter as Sarah's guests. The Q members who witnessed the entire exchange show visible respect for how River and Johnny handled rejection with dignity and intellectual engagement rather than celebrity entitlement or angry demands. As they enter Club Obsidian, the interior reveals why exclusivity standards exist. Sophisticated sound system, thoughtfully curated music, diverse crowd of genuinely interesting people engaged in conversations that spanned far beyond entertainment industry gossip. The rejection actually made getting in more meaningful, River observes, taking an atmosphere that justifies the complex admission process. Understanding the standards helps you appreciate what they're trying to create. Plus, we learn something about how social exclusivity actually operates, Johnny adds. Not just arbitrary power games, but genuine attempts to curate experiences. The evening becomes memorable not despite the initial rejection, but because of how the experience taught them about social dynamics beyond celebrity recognition. They spend hours in conversations with club members whose perspectives span multiple industries and artistic disciplines. Years later, both actors speak about the Club Obsidian encounter as educational rather than frustrating, a lesson about how authentic exclusivity serves purposes beyond simple elitism, and how handling rejection with curiosity rather than anger often leads to better outcomes than demanding special treatment. 6 seconds outside a nightclub in 1992. One moment when two young actors chose understanding over entitlement, curiosity over anger. One choice that transformed potential humiliation into educational experience and demonstrated that real sophistication comes from how you handle situations that don't go as expected. The night that proved true class isn't about getting special treatment. It's about treating others with respect, even when they can't give you what you want.